Now this is one of the coolest smartphone boxes I've seen in a while. It's called the Armor 2 from this company Ulefone. I kind of knew what it was about based on the name. Water resistance, shock resistance, and dust resistance baked right in. IP68 waterproof, Helio P25 octa-core processor, 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage. It's got a fingerprint reader. It's running Android 7. One is 13 megapixels, the other 16. 5-inch 1080p display, 4700 milliamp hour battery, so it's going to be quite substantial. It's solid. It needs to be. It's military style. I'm gonna put that down for a second. A little bit of paperwork. Headphone adapter, Type-C to mini jack, a rather nice Type-C charge cable. They've also included a Type-C to micro USB adapter, quick charge power brick, and a screwdriver. What do I need that for? Woo! That's a man's phone right there. All right, so fingerprint reader there on the front by the looks of it. Also a front-facing camera. On this side, we have the power switch. Push to talk button works with a particular app with walkie-talkie-like functionality. Tactical stuff right there. This is a dedicated camera button. And then on the other side, we have volume up and down. Super substantial buttons there. And even a dedicated SOS button. Type-C port is deeply seated in there. Fits in there with a gasket. So it's all sealed up. They just want to make sure that the cover is on the Type-C connector and also that this plate on the back is screwed in. This is where your SIM card is going to go, I presume. Whoa, that's cool. Also with a gasket on it, 2 separate SIM card slots and a micro SD card slot. That's kind of cool. I'm noticing here that they didn't really do much to Android. It's pretty straight up Android 7 here. There's a few apps. Outdoor toolbox. Wow, look at that. Sound meter, compass, flashlight, heart rate, picture hanging, bubble level. I mean, it's all tools. There's an SOS app. That's pretty obvious what that's for. And then this Zello app is the one that you will use with that push to talk button. If you had like a team of guys on a job site who all had this device or even other devices, you use this app. Now you just hit that button over and out. You know what I'm saying? Come to the coordinates. Willie do. What's happening, man?
Over.
We have walkie-talkies in the office here, guys. Downstairs is kind of far away. All right, well, that's a cool app on its own. I could see all kinds of people. What if you're like a park ranger, guy who works on a conservation, bunch of dudes? Can't be dialing everyone all the time. You need quick SOS, over and out, come in, Mayday. Look at this. Look at, yes! We're wondering about other things. What about the speaker? What about the camera? You got to use those still. Let's check out some Unbox therapy here, get a better idea for the audio here. This is not the brightest screen I've ever seen, but it does look pretty good. I mean, this ain't OLED, boys and girls. The speaker is not terrible. It's not the worst I ever heard, but you can cover it up quite easily. It's right here. Bye-bye. Thing is, it fires to the back as well.
Built-in circuits, that's the part that makes this cooler than your average screen protector. An adhesive coating.
If it's on the table, it actually amps it up a little bit more by bouncing off of the surface. It seems like it's intended to be used that way. I'm guessing because you would have it on your desk, your dash or something if you were doing like speakerphone on here, and you would be able to discern more likely. Let's play some SoundCloud real quick. Oh wow, it has a really loud speaker. On the desk?
I don't want to scare anyone. Jason's out there.
I take back what I said about the speaker. Actually, when it's maxed out, it's pretty loud. It really benefits from just being on the table. The camera! Oh my goodness, single lens on the back. This might be the most surprising aspect for me, is that the camera's actually decent. It's not the fastest shutter I've ever used, obviously, you can tell. Just a Connor lurking in the bushes, hiding from the mob. Does he still fight or no? If I was to switch over to Pro mode, wow, a lot of settings there. Saturation, brightness, contrast, exposure, ISO, white balance. There's a digital zoom function. It also looks like there's an HDR mode. Self-timer, GPS location. You can change the size of the image by default. It's the full 16 megapixels. There's also a face detection. Pretty decent. The role of a device like this is absolute ruggedness. 4700 milliamp hour battery in it. If it's just standby you're looking for, that could mean a ton. Even screen on time, I predict would be good on this device. It is relatively small by today's standards display at 5 inches, and it's 1080p, so it's not some crazy high resolution. Plus, you have all these tactile buttons you can access quickly, even if you were wearing a glove, which you might be doing if you're outdoors, military style, fishing, camping, hiking. Even if you were to put an OtterBox kind of case, let's say, on an iPhone or something like that, it's still difficult to access the buttons if you need to be wearing gloves. A device like this could be a really cool idea for somebody who needs something rugged that's built to be out on the job. You add in the dedicated walkie-talkie functionality, and I think it's actually pretty cool. It's 240 bucks, kind of in a gray area there. It's not super cheap, but not super expensive. Once again, it's the Armor 2 from Ulefone. I'll link it down in the description so you guys can check it out for yourself, but if you're in the market for a rugged device that can go where no man has gone before, would it work on the moon? Jack doesn't even believe we've been to the moon, so how about that? Flat Earth Society.